Yo, 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 it's your boy, Melly Mel, aka King Jaffe, one third of GMS. And welcome to the podcast, good people. I hope you enjoy.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy GQ Smooth coming at you live out of Raleigh, North Carolina, man. This is G.M.S podcast where we come at you live weekly with raw and uncut content. Man, I'm so excited for this, man, for you guys. We got a lot of stuff in store for you. GMS, y'all know what it is. Let's get it.
What's going on, people? I'm one of your co-hosts, Shahid, aka Triple M, aka Maximize Motivational Muscles, aka Mr. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday man himself. And I want you guys to tune in. That's right, tune in to GMS, Grown Man Subjects. We talk about everything from sports, news, politics, entrepreneurship. We have great content coming for you guys, so get ready and subscribe.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of G.M.S. I'm one of your co-hosts, Shahid, aka Triple M, aka Maximize Motivational Muscles.
What's good, folks? It's your boy, King Jaffe, aka Melly Mel. We back again. What's up, people?
What's good, everybody? It's your boy GQ Smooth, man. Happy to be back on here, my bros. Ready for another one.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. So, Mel, how was your weekend, bro? How was your weekend?
Man, it was cool. It was cool. Enjoying this nice weather as much as I can. Getting into some family time as well. So it's cool. I'm real low key. I'm a boring guy for the most part. So I like to have my plans at a minimum. So I'm chilling.
Yeah. G, how was your weekend, bro? How was your weekend?
Yeah, same, man. Like you said, man, I'm a boring guy too, so I like to chill. My plans be minimum too, especially everything that's still going on out here. So you still gotta stay safe and be mindful. So
that's a fact.
Like I said, and a chill weekend for me. Enjoying the weather though. Enjoying the weather.
Man, I guess we all just boring, man. Just chillaxing, man. That's really it, man. Wifey and I, man, we had a 5th-year anniversary. It was on Tuesday, so we said we was gonna do a little something this weekend. Appreciate that, man. But we wound up just chilling at the crib. You know what I'm saying? We watched 5 years, man. Watch that Tom and Jerry. We watched Tom and Jerry. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't like a fan of like combining like animation with like real life, but they actually did it real smooth, and I know how much of a Tom and Jerry fan. Like we grew up on Tom and Jerry, you know what I'm saying? Right. And Tom and Jerry, we know that they didn't say nothing. So to be able to have that kind of cartoon and this kind of this right here, what we in, I think that says a lot, man. Because I feel like I can't think of any cartoons that kids watch nowadays that they don't talk or use any kind of verbal skills. So I think that's very challenging to do, especially nowadays. So they was able to really like combine it, man. It is good. It was real good, man. We enjoyed it, bro. We enjoyed it, man.
So it was half animated in live action.
Yeah. Okay. It was. It was. I'm trying to think of like what could I compare it to?
Maybe like a Space Jam.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect, bro. Now, when we looked at Space Jam, bro, like Space Jam, we know like it was only one Space Jam. That's exactly what they did. And only part that I was worried about was I was like, damn, Space Jam is the only thing that ever was able to like do it with success. I don't think we ever seen anything else to do it with that level of success. Now I don't know if that had anything to do with the fact that you had Michael Jordan in there. They didn't necessarily have like a star of that magnitude, but it was really good. And I think a lot of us are like Tom and Jerry fans at heart. So now I think we probably would have liked it either way, but it just made it real good that they was able to do it so smoothly. Yeah, it was real good, man. So we're about to get into these topics. We got some good topics for you guys. Man. First topic is top 2 key factors of any relationship. All right. So we know that a relationship is, 2 or more people that have the same objectives or are connected in some shape, form, or fashion. All right. G, give me your top 2 key factors in a relationship, any relationship, and why.
All right. Shoot, my top 2. I think my first one would be trust. It's got to be that level of trust. I feel like that's very, very, very important in any type of relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or friendship or any type of relationship. You got to have that trust because with trust comes, just that they're loyal. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried about them, going behind your back or doing anything that would cause you any harm. Especially like in a romantic relationship, I think that trust is very important because when you don't have trust in a romantic relationship, it kind of like alters the relationship a bit. Even if you guys are committed, if you got one, whether it's the male or the female, if you always got them, always like questioning them about certain things, and like it kind of like it just makes the relationship like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it just makes it weird, I guess, because it's like man, like every time I go out or I step out, like you question me about something. You know what I mean? Like you should have trust in me. Like I'm not gonna do that to you. Especially if you've known this person, you got a chance to know this person. Like y'all took y'all time getting to know each other. Y'all been friends first, then y'all developed a relationship. That's when you should really like know who you're dealing with. So that trust issue shouldn't be there. So that's one of my main things with relationships is trust. My second one would be commitment. You gotta have a commitment because if there's no commitment, there's no relationship. Especially in a romantic relationship, like you gotta know what you're stepping into. You gotta know what the person wants. Starting out. So y'all should have that conversation in the beginning because sometimes you have people who they think, oh, this person is going to commit to me. They have no intention of whatsoever to commit to you because y'all never talked about it. Y'all just doing y'all thing. Y'all messing around. Whether y'all friends, benefits, whatever. Y'all doing y'all thing. You thinking, oh, they gonna commit one day. They never said they was gonna commit. Y'all never talked about it. Then you heartbroken.
I hope y'all females listening to what G is saying,
Right.
man. I hope y'all listening, man. I hope y'all listening, man. G, keep going.
That's big. That's big right there.
Yeah, you gotta have that conversation first.
Set that expectation.
You can't expect somebody to commit to you. Y'all never had that conversation. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you like, well, I thought. Well, yeah, you could have thought, but y'all never had a conversation about it. So it's like you can't really hold them accountable for that because in their mind it was like, well, we never talked about it. So I mean, I was always doing my thing. I was with you, of course, but then when they all doing their thing, you really can't hold them accountable for that because y'all not in a relationship. Basically, there's no commitment. You never made it official. You never gave them a title. And you really can't. There ain't much you really can do in that situation. So those are my 2 important key factors in the relationship. Honorable mention I will also say is communication, which I'm sure y'all guys will tap into, seeing that y'all both are in relationships currently. So I think y'all go more into depth with that. But those are my top 2.
Okay. So going back to your number 1, you said your first one was it
Trust.
loyal? It was trust. It was trust. So how long does it take for you to trust somebody, or is it a time limit, or just depends?
All right. Speaking for me personally, most of the time it takes me a minute to like really gain that trust. For me, like when I meet somebody, I really gotta like basically observe you to see how you are. And then once I start to see, okay, I see their character, I see their traits, I start to let my wall down a bit. So that's always been me though. I mean, I'm a character, so I guess that's like one of my traits anyway. So I gotta kind of see like, how they are as a person before I can like really give them like my full complete self or let them see who I really am as a person, So.
And I definitely affiliate trust with it's real close to loyalty,
Yeah, same.
Man, I don't want to ask this question yet because I feel like Mel is going to touch on something. So I'm not going to ask this question yet. Mel, how you feel about G's top two key factors?
Man, I mean, I love them. Commitment, that one, huge. Especially the way you explained it, because it's like you have to set that expectation in the beginning. I mean, you don't have to do it at the very beginning. You guys can feel each other out. You can go through the motions. But once you get to that point where it's like, okay, we're doing this, you have to ask each other, what are you expecting to get out of this relationship? Where do you want to be in the next year? Where do you want to be in the next 2 years? So that's huge. And then the one that you had as an honorable mention for me, I had as my top two, and that's communication. And I'll jump on that because it's like there's a bunch of different types of communication. You can have nonverbal communication. You can have verbal communication. You know what I mean? And it's important to understand clearly what your partner, or even in any relationship, what the other person is trying to say, or the message that they're trying to get across. I think a lot of times relationships don't work because there isn't enough communication within a relationship. There's a lot of mind reading that goes on, and or assumptions that lead to people making bad decisions, or people not having all the right information to make the right decision. So definitely communication for me is huge. You got to be able to talk, man. You got to be able to talk. And then the other one I'll just touch on lightly is passion. And you can also have that in a bunch of different types of relationships. You can have that in an intimate relationship, and even in a friendship type relationship. But for me, having passion in everything you do is important, because it's like, if you don't have it, how important is it to you? And people could show their passion in a bunch of different types of ways, but specifically in an intimate relationship, speaking for myself, after being with someone for 5+ years, 10+ years, you got to find different ways to spice it up. You got to find ways to keep that passion alive. Otherwise, things can get boring, things can get stale. You know what I mean? So having passion within yourself, to know, like, all right, I got to keep this love strong. I got to show this person every day that they're important to me. That's important. That's what passion is to me. You know what I mean? So those would be my two: communication and passion.
That's two great ones right there.
Yeah, man, that's great right there, bro. I mean, much salute to you and wifey. You know what I mean? Because before the little ones came into the picture, man, you guys had a bond, and you guys created, little spawns of yourself, and I think, like, especially nowadays, man, I honestly feel like a lot of us don't know what it is like to be in a relationship, or like what it comes with, and I use my parents for example. Like, my parents been together for 28 years, man. And Mel is the only person I know, the only friend that I have that's the longest relationship that he has. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 years. I got some clients that's friends, and they've been married almost 10 years. It'd be next year that it make 10 years. And 10 years seem like a long time. 10 years seem like a long time. But when I think about, like, my parents, wifey's parents, they've been together 30 plus years. It's like our parents' generation, they was together. Like, it was like, nah, it's no loosening this up. We might have our times, but it's no one locking this right here. And I just feel like, man, like, it's just an honor just to know of that, because that feels like it's so scarce nowadays. Especially with, I mean, take Hollywood. It seemed like it's a whole bunch of them that's marrying within the group of each other a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's just so honorable, man. Especially, we get a lot of negative connotation being men, and saying that we can't be committed to just one person.
Yeah, right.
So, G, how you feel about Mel's top two?
Yeah, those are two strong, very important factors as well, man. Communication and passion. Because without that, man, like you said, like you can jump to conclusions, you can mind read, and then without the passion, it's like you said, it can get boring. You be like, why am I even with this person? You know what I mean? So two important factors, man. Like you said too, my mom and dad, they'll be together like 31 years this March, next month. So yeah, like, that's the only time I've seen Like you said, back in the day, they stayed strong together. They had their moments, of course, but they've been together for a long time. And you just don't see that these days.
And just to hop on another thing that Mel said, man, with passion, man, like how you do everything, how you do anything is how you do everything. And I know, Mel, you and I have had a conversation before, like, okay, this job may not be where I want to be. However, just because I'm a janitor don't mean that I'm not going sweep this floor to perfection, or mean that I'm not going to mop to where you'll eat food off the ground. Like how you do anything is how you do everything, man, because you always being judged. You know, you always being judged. Like you never know. Like you can have an executive just happen to go to that restroom and say, "Damn, this floor is clean as hell. Who cleaned this?" Or you just never know. They might see you doing it and say, "Damn, why is this person so happy about just mopping floors?" Because this person takes everything that they do serious, and just that just shows your character. You never know what kind of door that can open. So,
That's real.
you know,
That's real. Yeah.
much like negative energy can be transferred, so can positive energy be transferred, you know? So yeah, most definitely. So I mean my two key factors, I mean, have definitely been said by you guys. My first one, no in particular order, I put communication, and we know that it's about vocalizing yourself. It takes away the guessing, just like you said. We not mind readers. All right. No matter how much women think we are not mind readers. And it goes both ways, you know. Being able to express ourselves and, put it into words, it's such a beautiful concept because ultimately we put the power into the words, you know. It's the difference if I tell somebody I'm proud of you, bro, versus I say, yo, I'm proud of you. You know, like we put the power into the words, man. And just like Mel said, man, there's many different forms of communication, many different, you know. I think one of the reasons why, we have one mouth and two ears is because I think we do too much of this sometimes. We don't do enough of this. We don't do enough of this. You know what I'm saying? Open up your ears, you know?
That's facts.
And then the second one I had, bro, was it was a tough one, but it was commitment. And we know that if you were part of the commitment, man, you know that we are we're both, dedicated to an activity or a cause or whatever the end result is. But we got to remember that it's a process, and the process isn't going to be easy, and there's no shortcuts through the process. And in some situations, sometimes the process don't even have a time limit. We take marriage, we in this for better or for worse, through sickness, any kind of health issues, any kind of medical conditions, any kind of financial ups and downs. We in this, let's get it, And then I look at some situations like, sometimes they do have time limits on it. Like some friendships, I think about like people who I was friends with, the last 10 years versus the last 5 years versus the last year. Those numbers has lessened, because sometimes, people are just put in your life sometimes for a season. Sometimes they might last multiple seasons,
Can I ask this question? Let me ask
Yeah,
you
go
this.
ahead, bro.
I don't want to drift too far off, but this was something that I was thinking about. I actually wanted to bring up. When do you know, or what signs do you look at and it tells you, okay, it's time for me to cut this relationship off? Whether that's a friendship, an intimate relationship, job. When do you what sign, like what are those signs?
Man, I feel like when it comes to like any relationship, an intimate one, or even with the friendship, I feel like if at any point in time you feel like they're not necessarily getting the best version out of you. Now, again, like ultimately it's my responsibility, right? But it's great to have people that's in your inner circle that's going to push you. But I feel like if you wake up and you're like, this person doesn't necessarily have anything to offer me, or this person isn't pushing me to be my best, like it's crazy because like as men, I feel like especially when it comes to friendships, and I don't know why, but for some reason we put loyalty and we connect it with the length of the person that we've known. So it's like, damn, I known this person for 10 years, so I got to be loyal to him. But I can know somebody for 5 years, and it's been 5 situations that has put his loyalty to the test way more than the person who I knew for 10 years. You know? As far as the job, I think as especially as men, man, I feel like when we know we outgrew a job, some of us have a better poker faces than others, but I feel like it's like a feeling like I was working at one of my managerial jobs, man, and I used to get there. I always used to get there early, but I used to get there 15 minutes early because I would spend the first 10 minutes just sitting in the parking lot, just like talking myself up, like, yo, door, get in the door, get in the door, get out.
Yeah.
I used to like, and if it's ever a point where it's like I'm dreading this, that is so miserable. I felt like, oh, goodness, like if I dread coming here, it's time, man. And again, man, I think I have a somewhat good poker face, but that poker face don't mean nothing if my body language saying something totally different. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
What
I've been there before. I've been there before. You know, having that poker face like I'm fine, and then just like my body is like, I do not want to be here at all. So I know exactly what you're talking about with that.
It's tough, man. It's tough, man. And that's why I gotta salute. I gotta salute. A lot of people who are in situations, and they know that they're in a situation, but this situation does not define them because they know that they have even more in store in the future. I remember I was talking to it was like when my little sister had like one of her first jobs, and she was like she left because like somebody told her like to sweep or something like that, and she was like, I wasn't hired here to be a sweeper or something like that, and she was like, so she left. And I was like, you just got to remember, like, your current position doesn't define you. It doesn't. You're just here right now. But that doesn't mean a month from now, a year from now, 5 years, 10 years from now that you're gonna be doing the same thing. And much salute to my sister, man. She just got her own first apartment, man. So shout out to Faji, love you. All right. So yeah, man. It's just important, man, that we try not to we make sure that our current position is only our current position, but it doesn't necessarily define us. Man, great topic, great topic, man. Because we honestly could like dive into that even more. For real. So we switching it up a little bit. All right. Who's in GOAT status for any sport? For any sport. For time reasons, let's keep it at 3 players. All right. Mel, who you got? Give me your 3.
All right. So we're gonna get the obvious one out the way. For hoops, we're gonna get the hoops one out the way. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Jordan. Still, LeBron is nipping on his heels. Okay. I do think when it's all said and done, LeBron will surpass him for me. Because of the length of career and excellence that he will have when it's all said and done. But for now, I do have Jordan as the basketball GOAT. And then when it comes to NFL, I got to go with Brady, man. I really was trying to think of somebody that I could, possibly throw in front of him. But there was some guys, I'll give an honorable mention to Lawrence Taylor, probably the nastiest defensive player ever. And then that's about the only guy that I really could think of. But nah, Brady for me is the GOAT.
Okay.
And then for the third sport, for baseball, I'll throw the baseball in there. This one might be a little controversial, but I'm gonna go with Hank Aaron, What he did for the game was just monstrous. He had a long career. I think he played about 19 seasons. I don't want to get that wrong. I got it right here. He played a long time. Let's just say that. And was at the top of the game. 23 years, 755 home runs. 23, and the thing about it was he was at the, like I said, he was at the top of the game, kind of like what LeBron is doing for most of them years, you know. So to have that sustained greatness, and then obviously to kind of break the mold of being one of the first Black, you know, players in the major league. I mean, I had to go with Hank Aaron with that one. So those I'll go with those three. I'll throw Serena in for tennis, and I'll cap it off. Salute to Serena.
So real quick, man. I just got one question. You said Lawrence Taylor. So you mean to tell me Joe Montana? He didn't crush your mind?
He didn't, honestly. And that's my fault. That's my fault. I should have thought of Joe Montana. You know what? The next quarterback I thought of was Peyton Manning, just because of how he manipulated the game and the way he changed it. Obviously, Joe Montana, the 4, no, you can't really, you know what I'm saying? You might have to put him over Peyton, but Peyton, to me, I don't know. He for a while there, he was the best quarterback in the league, even with Tom Brady having 3 rings.
Facts.
At the time, I was still thinking Peyton was the best.
That's tough. We gonna have to do 2 minutes on the clock. You going downfield. Who's your QB? That'll probably be one of the most challenging questions we have, because it's like 3 I'm thinking of right now, and you just named 2. So, G, who you got, man? Who you got?
All right, so for hoops, obviously, I still got Jordan as to go. Of course, like Mel touched on, like LeBron is slowly approaching. By the time it's all said and done, I don't know what I'm gonna think. You know, because it's gonna be hard for me. It's gonna be really, 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 really tough. But I can't deny his greatness and what he's done for the game. To touch on the NFL, I gotta go with Brady as well, especially after him just getting his 7th ring, going against the baby GOAT Pat. And being able to beat him at age 43 is just crazy. He's been in the league that long, how old he is, and he's still basically at the top of the league, proving that he's one of the best, or if not the best ever football player to ever play the game. So definitely I'll go with Tom Brady there. And then I was gonna go with Tiger Woods for golf, but I'm not sure. I don't know golf too well. I don't know who else would be at that level as Tiger Woods. I might be wrong with that. But I was also thinking Serena for tennis. So
okay, definitely. You know, another great list. I mean, Tiger Woods. It's another person. I can't think of his name.
I'm sure there's somebody else that's like at that level for years.
And for some reason, I don't know his
Phil
name.
Mickelson.
But,
Greg McElroy.
Yeah.
Got a couple of them boys. Yeah.
Like our parents ever would go with him, you know. I heard that dude too. I heard he was a bad dude too.
Yeah.
It make it a little challenging because since, you know, we wasn't necessarily around during those times, you know, and you think of great players. You know, how much like we rely on the statistic category is ridiculous, man. You can't get that same feel of the impact on the game just by looking at numbers. You would have had to be there, you know. So that's tough, man. That's tough. Honestly, man, I feel like Brady and like Jordan should kind of be like suspended from this list, man. It's like you gotta put them on there, right? You gotta put them on there. I'm actually a little surprised at what Mel said when him throwing that LeBron tidbit in. That's the first time I ever heard Mel said that, so I was actually a little surprised. Now Mel said without him winning another one, he just said after he retired. So okay. So all right, we're gonna get the obvious out the way, Jordan, right? So y'all threw LeBron in there. Me personally, I thought about, and I got emotional because I feel like, why not change the NBA logo with it too? I put Kobe. I put Kobe in there, man. Why not? Just why not? Like why not, man? Whether you want to put Froby, when he had the afro, or you want to put the deadly number 8, when we started calling him Mamba, or you want to go with 24 when he was a lot more wiser and so seasoned, and he damn near had no he had no holes in his game. He had everything,
Right.
still at a older age, So I put Kobe on there. I went boxing. I went Muhammad Ali. I went Muhammad Ali, man. I just feel as though I don't get too caught up in a number, and just because somebody may be undefeated, to me that doesn't necessarily make them the GOAT. Like you said, I brought up the Joe Montana situation, and he was perfect.
Yeah.
But it was just something about Brady. It was just something about Brady. And I don't know, maybe we would feel different if maybe like that Montana, we was a part of the Montana era, but Brady you just knew if you was on the same side as him, you just knew that your chances of winning just increased by like 20, 30 points. And then I went with Serena. Man. It's other tennis players that I could have mentioned, Roger Federer. But I went with Serena, man, just because I feel as though, and we know this, when it comes to sports, and a lot of things in this world, females are usually like secondary. Serena she's made it known that she can give any man a run for her money. Like any one of them can catch the smoke. So, and she won while this woman was pregnant. Like, I don't even know how many. I didn't find that out until like last week. I was like, damn, she pregnant? She won. When was she pregnant? So, I mean, just that right there. I mean, she was already to go before that, but that just like kind of just like solidified it.
For sure.
That's not easy by a long shot, So man, I don't want to take up too much time, man, because we running down to only 8 minutes left. What's your thoughts on the NBA All-Star game, having the All-Star game during this pandemic?
Yeah, well, I think first off, we gotta remember that the NBA as a league is a business. So I think this is a business move, obviously. I feel like they know that they can make a lot more money having an All-Star event rather than not having an All-Star event. So it's definitely a money move. One thing they did do though that I feel like was a good thing for precaution is they made it a one-night event. So although they're having an All-Star event, it's not the full weekend, it's just one night only. So they did do that. So yeah, it was definitely a money move though. They lost a lot of money last year being suspended for the whole 3 months. So they're trying to make up for it now.
All right, Mel, tell me your snub. Who your snub? Who is your All-Star snub and why?
Who do I have as my snub? Oh man. Okay, man. This was tough because there was a few guys. There was about a handful of guys that I thought could have made it. This was tough. But for me, man, I'm gonna have to go with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's impact offensively and
He didn't make
defensively.
it.
Oh,
He didn't make it. Oh, why they do my boy like that?
no, no. Kimba and Jason Tatum did.
Kimba made it.
Yeah.
I don't know how Kimba made it, but
so that's what I'm saying. While Kimba was out, Hayward is obviously in Charlotte. Jaylen Brown was holding it down. 25 points per game. Come on, 6.5 boards, 4 assists, and then again, he's locking up the best defensive. He's locking up the best offensive player typically every night too. So I'm like, the impact that he has on that team is just like, he's a superstar that just doesn't really get talked about like the other superstars get talked about. He's just as good as Jason Tatum. He might be even more reliable. So I heard somebody compare him to like an F-150, and I like that comparison. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum is more of a sports car, and Brown is more of an F-150. So, yeah, I was disappointed, man. The way he was playing all season, I really thought I thought this was gonna be his year. Career highs all across the board, 50, 40. I don't know what he's shooting from the free throw line, but 50% from the field, 40 from three. I mean, come on, get that guy in the All-Star game. Come on.
Damn, man. G, who's your snub?
For the West, I had DeMar DeRozan for the West.
No,
okay. I guess with the West side, it's hard, to get in the West anyway because you got some great players. But he's been having a great season though. He's been averaging 20 points a game, averaging a good amount of assists and rebounds as well. And I think this is because the Spurs aren't really talked about like that anymore like they used to be. You know what I mean? Even though they got him, it's just like they just not that franchise that we speak on like when they had Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker. It's just not that same organization anymore. So I think that has something to do with it. And I think it also has something to do with him being in the West. There's so many different great players in the West that can get in. So
who'd you have in the East?
In the East, I had Sabonis because he's been having a great season as well in Indiana.
Man. So after Mel just said that, man, my pick, my snubbest of the snub was Sabonis, man. Looking at last year, man, he made the All-Star team last year. 21.6 points, 11.7 rebounds. And this year, bro, he's doing like the same thing. He's doing 21.4 points, 11.4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that Jaylen Brown not making it, that's almost, if not as crazy as Devin Booker not being chosen the first go round. Because let's be honest, Chris Paul, we got love for you, but come on. If you had one son to pick, it had to be Dev. It had to be Devin Booker. So I think that Jaylen Brown is as crazy as Book not getting there for. Why would you not have Jaylen Brown? That's crazy.
Especially Seth Walker was out for a majority of the season.
I see how, like, and I've seen this before, like how a lot of players say, it's politics, but like I see what they mean, man, because there's no reason. Like, seriously. Wow, man. Yep. I think this might have been like Kemba Walker's one of his worst years since him being a rookie.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know even how Kemba's doing. I know he's playing okay, but Jaylen Brown, the impact that he has on a night in, night out basis is just, he plays at an all-star level every night. Like, it's hard to, like, I don't understand.
Now I'm gonna tell you, I had Kemba like as like a fourth mention, to be honest with you. I had him behind I thought about Trey. Now his numbers are crazy. But they're 11th in the East. Now again, if we're talking about All-Star, then the team success shouldn't have too much to do with that. And then I thought about Bam and Jimmy, but I know that Bam and Jimmy has been injured.
Zach LaVine out there too.
Zach LaVine didn't make it?
No, Zach didn't make it.
Hold on. What list am I looking at?
Zach didn't make it. I'm pretty sure the last I've checked, Zach didn't make it. Oh yeah, double check. I could be wrong unless.
What list am I looking at, man? Am I looking at last year?
You didn't make it. I'm pretty sure Zach did not make it.
Star.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Hold on, we're about to find this out. Hold on.
If he did, that's definitely politics because he didn't ball all season, man.
Let's see.
Going crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy right here. NBA All-Star roster 21. Here we go. Let's see what we got. All right. Okay. All right, we already know.
That's the starters. Okay.
Okay, nah, Jaylen Brown on
Oh,
there. Jaylen Brown on there.
Jaylen Brown.
Okay,
Okay.
Jaylen Brown on there.
And Zach LaVine is up there. Okay.
Okay, boom.
Cool.
Zach LaVine. Okay, perfect. Julius
All right.
Randle. Dev is on. Hold up, Sabonis is on it?
Is he?
I don't know.
Made it.
Maybe I could have sworn. All right, maybe the rosters we've been looking at, maybe they wasn't up.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I could have sworn he hadn't got in yet, man.
But no Bill.
Didn't Bill get in
still
though?
didn't make it, right?
I thought Bill had got in though.
There we go. He's starting.
Bill in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bill
he's starting.
He's
starting. I feel like I don't know how many injuries we had. Yeah, I don't know.
Some players did get injured, so I
Yeah,
think
that's
there was like some replacements.
Like they got Anthony Davis in here, and we know he's not playing, right?
I know Devin Booker replaced Anthony Davis basically because he's hurt.
Okay.
That's how he got in. Yeah, so
Shout
some of these
out to
might be
Vujicic.
replacement players.
Hold up, Ben Simmons playing?
Is he?
I
Wow,
thought he was injured.
thought he was too.
I think he good. I think he back.
You good? Okay. All right then. Well, I guess I got to redo that snub.
Is Kyrie playing?
Yeah, Kyrie's starting.
Yeah,
He's
Kyrie's up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he didn't play the other night, or he didn't play last night.
And Jaylen Brown's a reserve. Why I thought he didn't make it this year?
I'm glad. Yo, their numbers is right there next to each other. Their numbers is right. Like they have been so consistent.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, good people? This is your boy GQ. Thank you for watching the GMS virtual podcast right here on YouTube. For more exclusive content on the way, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We thank you for your support so far. We look forward to showing more content for you in the future. Salute.